Hello and welcome. This is a presentation about the Hebrew letter Kaph. This is the Hebrew letter Kaph. It's normally spelled K-A-P-H. It can be spelled in, with a K-O-P-H or C-A-P-H, but don't get it confused with the Hebrew letter Kof, which is Q-O-P-H or Q-O-F. Don't confuse it with that. This is Kaph. K-A-P-H is the best way to spell it because that differentiates it very nicely. K-A-P-H. Okay. And the Hebrew letter Kaph means the palm of hand plus the arm, or also wing, like the wings of an angel. Okay? And also, Kaph is the 11th, so it's number 11. It's the 11th key. It's the 11th Hebrew letter. And the Hebrew letter, these are associated Cabalistically with the Wheel of Fortune card. So in the Kabbalah, the tarot cards are basically flashcards for studying Kabbalah, because knowledge of astrology and knowledge of the zodiac signs and knowledge of the planets and the four elements of fire, water, air, earth, and all of that is necessary to understand Kabbalah, at least Christian Kabbalah or Western Kabbalah, as what I had studied. And also, it's necessary for being able to understand the Hebrew letters that are associated with each sign of the zodiac and the planetary correspondences. So, because of all the correspondences, they're like a file. They're like a file that you can keep everything in, because that's the way Kabbalah works. Like, this is Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune associated with Jupiter and the Hebrew letter Kaph. And Jupiter is found in the Sephirah of Chesed, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So these are each like little file cabinets, and it stores things in there, like angels are in there, and gods and goddesses of the different pantheons are in there. So it's like Zeus for the Greeks and Jupiter for the Romans, and Sachiel for the angel, and the color blue on the queen scale. So that it's like a file cabinet. And basically these tarot cards are very much like flashcards for learning Kabbalah. They also have a lot to do with lunar mansions and the ancient images for lunar mansions, but that's a whole nother topic. But this is more about the Kabbalah and the Hebrew letter Kaph and how it corresponds. So understand that Kaph is the 11th of the 22 Hebrew letters associated with the Wheel of Fortune card. And the Wheel of Fortune card has on it, of course, a Wheel of Fortune. And it also has a Sphinx and a jackal and a serpent and the four cherubs that are associated with the four fixed signs of the zodiac, Leo and Taurus and Aquarius and Scorpio. So it has the angel for Aquarius, the eagle for Scorpio, and the winged bull is for Taurus, and the winged lion for Leo. It's also associated with the four angels, the four archangels of air, fire, water, and earth. You have air, you have Raphael. For water, you have Gabriel. For earth, you have Uriel. And for Leo, you have fire, which is Michael or Michael. And the reason you have an eagle for Scorpio, even though Scorpio is a water sign, it's fixed water, is because there's an ancient alchemical secret that the eagle picks up the serpent. There is a serpent here around the Wheel of Fortune with the jackal and the Sphinx, and the eagle picks up the serpent. The eagle lifts the serpent of the will to receive, the serpent of the ego, the will to receive. The spirit lifts up the physical body, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of deep secrets within these cards. And remember, like in the movie Int'l, when the man came by in the beginning of the movie that had a cart carrying books. He had picture books for women, and he had textbooks, which were scriptures, sacred books for men, because the words are for the left brain, and the pictures are for the right brain. The right brain is feminine, women, and the left brain is masculine, the male side. So there's even these differences within each individual. We're all made up of both male and female attributes. Okay, so Kabbalah is very much based upon the fact that each of us are made up of both male and female attributes. And that's now to get so that this doesn't get too complicated. Understand that the Wheel of Fortune card is card number 10. In most conventional decks, it's numbered as card number 10. This is a jumbo Rider-Waite deck, and this is the 11th Hebrew letter, Kaph. Okay, so the 11th Hebrew letter is associated with the Wheel of Fortune, which is numbered 10. Now that might have been done on purpose to throw people off, who knows, because not all decks are numbered this way. But to keep it, just keep it all straight, it's the 10th card, but it's the 11th Hebrew letter. So just remember that. So it's the 11th key of Kaph, okay? So that you don't get that confused. Now, Kaph is on a vertical path, which is located between the 4th Sephirah of Chesed, meaning mercy, associated with the planet Jupiter, and the planet Jupiter is associated with the Wheel of Fortune card, okay? So it's all connected, okay? So Kaph, again, it's found on the vertical path associated with the planet Jupiter. This is Chesed, which means mercy, and the 7th Sephirah of Netzach, meaning victory, corresponding to the planet Venus. So Kaph is found on this path, and this path is between Chesed and Netzach, between Jupiter and Venus, on this vertical path, on the vertical line. Traditionally, the 22 major arcana of the tarot cards are associated Cabalistically with a Hebrew letter, which in turn corresponds to one of the 12 zodiac signs, which in turn represents one of the 7 ancient planets, or one of the 3 elements, with one of the cards, and we'll tell you what that is when we get to it, which overlaps with both, also with Saturn and with Earth, okay? That pertains to Earth and one of the planets, okay? Saturn. So that's not this one. That's another one we'll get to in the future. But for now, just understand that each of the Hebrew letters and each of the 22 major arcana are associated with one of the 12 zodiac signs, or one of the 3 elements, and also remember that one of those is going to be associated with one of the planets, being Saturn, and with the element of Earth. Okay, now Kaph is the 21st path. Kaph is the 21st path, which is again between Chesed and Netzach, between Jupiter and Venus, between Chesed and Netzach, okay, between mercy and victory. And understand it is the 21st path of 32 Kabbalistic paths. So each of these Sephirah, 10 in number, the 11th Sephirah of Da'ath not being counted in this particular instance, but each of these 10 Sephirah are also counted as one path when you're talking about the 32 paths. And each of the lines that connect them are the 22 paths connected with the 22 Hebrew letters, okay? So just understand that. And the major arcana are going to fit, some of them are going to fit in the paths, okay? Now, and this one does fit on path number 21, Kaph, okay? So that's that. Okay, I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, and Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Now we're going to get into the Jupiter correspondences. The planetary archangel for the planet of Jupiter, the planetary archangel is Sachiel. And Sachiel is the righteousness of God and the justice of God. And Sachiel is associated with health and wealth, just like the planet Jupiter is associated with health and wealth. And Sachiel, the Archangel, is found in the Sefer of Chesed, which is associated with Jupiter, which is associated with the Wheel of Fortune, which is associated with the Hebrew letter Kaph. So it's all connected. The tarot cards act. One of their functions is to give you pictures associated with the lunar mansions. Another function is to be flashcards to teach you Kabbalah. Okay? To teach you Kabbalah. That's the purpose of the tarot cards. Now, the Zodiac Angel for this Kaph is non-applicable. Non-applicable because Kaph is associated with the planet Jupiter rather than a zodiac sign. Jupiter rules Sagittarius by day and oversees Pisces by night. So the planet Jupiter is going to, during the daytime, it's going to be associated with Sagittarius in the natural 9th house, and in the nighttime it's going to be associated with Pisces in the natural 12th house. That's for the planet Jupiter. That's the day and nighttime abodes. Now, which it rules. Jupiter rules Sagittarius by day, oversees Pisces by night. Now, the gemstones for Jupiter are lapis lazuli, that wonderful bluish stone, a very rich royal blue lapis lazuli. Also, other gemstones associated with Jupiter are azurite, also sugilite, topaz, and yellow sapphires are associated with Jupiter. And some differences may be found in different cultures. Different cultures may have slightly different stones, but these are the ones I found to have a real nice energy for the expansive, wealthy, and healthy Jupiterian energies and the generous energies of the planet Jupiter. The alchemical metal for Jupiter is tin. Tin, which is a metal you can use if you're going to make, say, a bracelet with like yellow sapphires, and for the metal to make the like a rosary. If you want to make a rosary or a bracelet or a ring or a necklace, or if you want to make some kind of an amulet, you can. The metal for the chain, and the metal for the chain in the rosary can be tin, or the metal for the chain in your necklace can be tin. Whereas if an amulet, you can make an amulet base. It can be made out of tin, and you can choose like lapis lazuli, or you can use yellow sapphire, or the topaz, or you can use the sugilite and the azurite. You can use it for the beads and for the gemstones in your ring or your amulet or your rosary. Okay. So understand, this is what you can use, because tin is workable and usable and realistic for this operation of making a magical talisman. Now, as far as this author goes, my recommendation is to use the rosary or amulet of your choice to go ahead and make it from one of the gemstones that we have already provided for you. And also you can recite the Bible verses we're going to give you later on. We're going to give you some Bible verses that you can use that are associated with the Hebrew letter Kaph, and you can protect yourself and protect ones that you care about. Now, the Hebrew letter associated for Jupiter, again, we're going to try to, another use of flashcards, Kaph, associated with Jupiter. The tarot card, again, right, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune goes with it. Wheel of Fortune. Now, the biblical association for Jupiter, corresponding with the Hebrew letter Kaph, is Psalm 119. Psalm 119, and you can use verses 81 to 88. Verses 81 to 88, you're going to see Kaph. You're either going to see K-A-P-H or C-A-P-H. Might be spelled differently, K-A-F, or, you know. But it's going to be either above the verses, or it's going to be right in front of the verses. If you most Bibles have the Hebrew letters listed in Psalm 119. Some don't, but most do. Okay, so it's verses 81 to 88. Now, the magical talismans for power or for protection should be completed 1 or 2 days before any particular astrology event takes effect. Now, some sorceresses and some sorcerers complete talismans for astrology magic 1 or 2 weeks ahead of time for the purpose of imprinting relevant images upon the subconscious mind of predetermined audiences. Okay? When other astrological factors are taken into account, this could be done months or years in advance of the desired outcome, working through the Cabalistic worlds. And the Cabalistic worlds are going to be found. Yeah, this is on the Cabalistic tree. The worlds are going to be found to be the upper world. There's 4 worlds, and you can kind of slice this into 4 worlds. You're going to have the first world. World is Olam in Hebrew. So the first world is Absolute, and then Bria, and then Yetzirah, and then finally you're going to have Asaya. And these spiritual realms are respectively the worlds of emanation, creation, formation, and action. Those are the 4 worlds, or Olam, of the Kabbalah. Okay? So that's we can get into those 4 worlds more precisely in other videos, but this suffices for the Hebrew letter of Kaph and the tarot card of the Wheel of Fortune, and also the 21st path on the Cabalistic tree. Okay? So the information that is in the attached document and also in this video is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, which was taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I've committed to memory. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon. Join us again next time.